Do you ever feel like your life is just this never-ending to-do list, and every day that goes by, you're just running around trying to tackle task after task after task after task after task, but you're running on empty? And that break is a word that you recognize, but that you don't really remember how it feels like. Whether it's at work or at home, their lifestyle eventually will catch up to you and life becomes barely unbearable. And I know that firsthand. Most recently, as an ICU nurse, for example, I was running around trying to tackle task after task after task after task with the responsibility of people's lives in my hand. And then on my glorified days off, I would have no energy left for anything. So even the smallest tasks would feel like I was carrying heavy bricks on my back, and that was not sustainable. So over time, I've come to realize that it's not about just adding more hours to our day or making some huge life change. It's actually about those tiny decisions that we make on a daily basis that just make our days a little lighter and life a little more bearable. Hi, my name is Talita, and today I just want to share with you 5 really simple things and actually very underrated things that I actually do to just make this chaotic life feel a little more under control. I hope you get to stick to the end, and if you find any value in this video whatsoever, please consider subscribing to the channel or just hitting the like button. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. So let's get into it. I do have a script because I get off track pretty easily, so you're gonna see me looking at my screen. The first thing is you gotta learn how to prioritize. Those are life-changing things that need to be addressed right away. I created a system in which I have a top 3 must-do things that I need to address. So learn how to give yourself permission to focus on a max of 3 things that must be done that day. Because when everything piles up, it's really tempting to try to do it all, and then you just get overwhelmed and end up not doing anything, or everything just gets done on the cost of your own sanity, and that's not a good trade-off. On any particular day when I feel overwhelmed, I just focus on the top 3 things that I need to get done that day, things that need to be addressed right away, or even things that would just make me feel better after it's done, like those things of higher impact, and I only focus on those things. And that, wow, my hair looks like shit, and that really helps me to create some mental space. And the rest, whatever it's left, those can wait. They can freaking wait. The world's not gonna end if those things don't get done. So I don't even think about it. That's a game changer. Next up is mini breaks, and this is a very underrated tool. But here I am not talking about the types of breaks that you just sit on your phone and you scroll endlessly. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. That's actually the perfect way to make yourself feel even more miserable. And I've done that enough to know. So I'm talking about real intentional times to reset. And for me, that can happen in a variety of ways. For example, if I'm sitting here for a while, I will make a point to take a 10 to 15 minutes break every hour or so to just get out of this room. I will either go downstairs and stretch, water my plants, or I'll step outside just for a little sunshine on my face. Those are the things that make me forget about what I was doing before a little bit. No phone, no distractions. And believe me, that does feel like a reset button. You come back with more energy. If you're not really used to it, an easy way to do that without losing track of your time is to set timers for the tasks that you're doing and for the breaks you're taking. So you know when to stop and you know when to get back to work. I did that a lot during nursing school because I would have long days of studying nonstop. I would set my time for like 40 minutes of study and then 10 to 15 minutes of break and again. And I would do that for like the entire day pretty much. And it helped. So the third tip is to simplify your routines as much as possible. I am a huge fan of systems because they are the most straightforward way to creating a more productive while less stressful life. And when life is full, these little shifts, these little changes will add up. So for example, I pick one part of my day that feels stressful or complicated, and I try to simplify that as much as I can to the core. So for example, when I was younger, I used to get really stressed out for some reason picking out outfits. Whenever I had to go out and I had to choose something to wear, it was a nightmare. So I actually dedicated time of my life to understand my style and to understand the things that actually matter to me when it comes to clothing. And to me, I found out that that's comfort. I just like being comfortable. So I created a system around that to the point that 80 to 90% of my wardrobe is set up in a way that the pieces that I buy, they will complement each other in some way. So I don't have to think too much. It's like I know that pretty much whatever pair of pants I got in whatever little tops that I got, they are gonna most likely go together. I don't think about it. I rarely stress over what to wear because I just took time to understand myself, understand what it's valuable to me, and I simplified a task that was overwhelming. Game changer. Another example could be getting your lunch ready the night before. The way I like doing is, if I know I'm gonna have a busy week, let's say on a Sunday, I will just prepare my lunch for the week. So I don't even have to think about food for whatever how many days. Those are little things that you do that just clear up space in your mind so you can actually focus on the other things that actually need to get done. Tip number 4 is you need to learn how to say no. That is a skill that is a must, and a lot of people suffer unnecessarily because of that. It actually took me a really long time to learn how to say no, but once I did, now I'm kind of like addicted to it low-key. When life is jam-packed with stuff, saying yes to everything will just add to the chaos. And you, my friend, you're the one who's going to be left burned out. So think about that. So here my tip is actually, as you're learning this skill, try to make a point to say no to one thing every day. And I know this sounds crazy, but just do it. It doesn't have to be big, and sometimes it's just for the hell of it. Just say no just for the hell of it. Do that until you feel comfortable enough to make more clear decisions about whatever it is. Maybe it's just skipping on a little social invite. Maybe, like we've talked before, it's just postponing a non-urgent task. That is a no. That is a no you're saying. Maybe it's just putting your phone on silence for a few hours, or maybe not responding to a text right away if it's not urgent, or not picking up a phone call if it's not necessary. Those are little boundaries that you build around your peace, and that creates breathing room that will help you keep your sanity. So it's worth trying. Game changer. Finally, this one might sound cliche, but what isn't cliche nowadays? Just really look for something good on a busy day. I think this is what people call gratitude, but really just look for little positive things during your day, whether it's just a tiny laugh with a coworker in the office, or just the taste of your coffee in the morning. It just felt just right today, or just even the fact that you made it through the day. Because when you feel overwhelmed, noticing these little positive things in your life will help shifting your mindset, and then slowly you're gonna start feeling a little lighter and a little lighter. Game changer. Like I said, these are very little things that I apply to my daily life, but they make such a huge difference, and people overlook them so often. And I see a lot of productivity hacks on the internet, but I think because there's so much of it out there, people tend to overlook those things because it sounds complicated. But when you try to simplify like this is really just a tiny step to make life easier. It doesn't have to be complicated. I'm all about systems that are supposed to make life easier and not to become another task that you need to tackle. So these are very doable things that you can do on a daily basis. It's just really a matter of you being willing to try. I actually want to leave you here with a piece from the book Essentialism. It says, so here's speaking about the value proposition of essentialism. So only once you give yourself permission to stop trying to do it all, to stop saying yes to everyone, can you make your highest contribution towards the things that really matter to you. So think about that today. And are there any small things that you do on your daily lives to help you that were not mentioned in this video, that make your days a little lighter and help you keep your sanity in place? And if so, comment below, because I'd love to hear about that, and maybe I will try them myself. Thank you again for stopping by. If you find any value in this video or in this channel whatsoever, please consider subscribing. That would be of great help. And I just hope to see you again next time. Ciao.